I'm bigcal and welcome to my world. Today I'm going to be showing you what I got at the video game market in Doncaster on Sunday the 2nd of December. Also, hello, these are my hands. Yeah, not recording the normal set, I can't really do that today, so I'm just going to do it here. So, firstly, as soon as I got there, I saw one stall selling a bunch of Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games, so I picked up, firstly, Banjo Pilot for the Game Boy Advance. It's obviously part of the Banjo Kazooie series, was made after Microsoft bought Rare, I believe, but they were still allowed to produce handheld games for Nintendo. I believe this was also originally supposed to be a Diddy Kong or a Donkey Kong racing game, sort of like a handheld sequel to Diddy Kong Racing, but they ended up putting Banjo in it. So you sort of fly around and it looks quite good on the Game Boy Advance. You know, it's got pretty cool graphics, but from what I played it seemed a bit basic, so who knows. Next we have the Lost Vikings. See if I can get that to show up decently. Nope, my stupid camera. Anyway, it's the Game Boy Advance version of I think it's on Super Nintendo and Mega Drive, and it's kind of like a puzzle platformer. You've got three Vikings that can all do different things. One can attack and kill enemies, one can block with a shield, and the other can run and jump. And you have to get all three to the exit. So a really fun game. And lastly, Pokemon Red. Yeah, just to complete my original Pokemon collection. I already have blue and yellow, so I just needed to pick up red, and this was fairly cheap considering what I normally see. I thought it normally goes for at least 20, especially at the gaming markets. They're normally pretty high priced Pokemon games. Got it for 15, so I'm happy with that, and it's just your classic Pokemon. In fact, let's just shift these out of the way. Yep. Another Pokemon game, we have HeartGold for the Nintendo DS. I was wanting Soul Silver, but I only saw one copy at the entire retro gaming market, video gaming market, whatever it is. I think it's video game market, but I always call it retro game market, yeah, whatever. So I'll put that there. Yeah, it's just Pokemon HeartGold. It's the remake of Gen 2, fantastic. Like I said, I did want Soul Silver, but the only copy I saw was the one in the big box with the Pokewalker, and it was 90 quid, and I sure as hell wasn't going to pay that, so I just picked up HeartGold, since it is essentially the same game, just, you know, a couple of different Pokemon and a different legendary. But finally got that. Definitely going to pick up Soul Silver at some point. And to help me play, I picked up the official strategy guide for HeartGold and Soul Silver. Been after this for a while, and yeah, finally picked it up just to add to my collection for the games. I love it so much, and I also have the Sun and Moon guide as well now, so I wouldn't mind picking up all the guides for the Pokemon games, but for now this will do. That's an awesome pickup. Another DS game I've been after is Chrono Trigger, the remake of the Super Nintendo game, except it also has some of the extra stuff that was in the PS1 remake of it or whatever. Got the US version, so it's in the slimmer black case. Only just got the US version. It was the only version I saw, plus it was a bit cheaper than what the UK version normally goes for, so I'm just happy to add it to my collection. I've already got a few US DS games, so that doesn't bother me. And of course the DS region free, and even the 3DS, despite the games not being region free, the DS games are, so this will still play it on my 3DS, thankfully. Whew. Right, I was hoping to bump up my NES collection this year, and I was actually quite disappointed with how many unboxed NES games there were. There were plenty of box games, more than I remember seeing, but unboxed, not so many. It was all just the basic ones: Duck Hunt, Mario, Zelda, and sports titles and things. Basically games I've already got or didn't want. I did manage to pick up this one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles, as it's known here in the UK. It was at the time, because I don't know, ninja was a bad word. But turtles beating people up, that was fine, just can't call them ninjas. It's not the best game out there, I know, but it is one that I grew up with and I did want it. It was only a £5, so I'm happy to have a physical copy of that. And I was also pretty pleased picking up this US copy of Dragon Warrior, aka Dragon Quest, the original. My NES now plays, is now region 3 basically, and saw this and just immediately bought it because I love the Dragon Quest series. I do own the SNES remake of this with a Super Famicom, and I own a custom cartridge for 1 and 2 and all the others that were available on the Super Famicom in English, but I did want to buy the original cart, so here is Dragon Warrior. I then picked up 2 Japanese PS1 games. These are the only non-English PS2 games that I currently own, and that is Wrestle Kingdom 1 and 2. 2 Japanese wrestling games. Normally when you see Japanese wrestling games, it's normally the Fire Pro series, so it's nice to actually find these, and for very good prices compared to what I've seen on eBay. I'm currently using Free Boot MC or something, or Free MC Boot. Basically, I can play PS2 games off a hard drive, and what I'm doing at the moment is going through my collection and ripping them to ISO files and putting them on the hard drive so I can save the discs. And that also, of course, allows me to play Region 3, which lets me play these games. Giving them a try. The first one, the menus are relatively easy to navigate. The main one is in English, and once you get through that, it is kind of simple just to set up a basic match and choose your wrestlers. So I had a quick go on that. The controls I don't really understand yet, but for the most part they're simple enough. The second game, the menus are completely in Japanese. I got very confused and got stuck in some sort of card game, which then eventually led me to have a match. And the controls are different for the second game, but I did actually manage to do much more, including hit a finisher, and I even won. So yeah, I look forward to looking up guides online to have a look at the controls and the menus and things, see where to go, and give these a go, because they're apparently supposed to be 2 of the best wrestling games ever made. Apparently, anyway. And lastly, I picked up, unfortunately, a Dreamcast. This is the 3rd Dreamcast I've had to buy now because they keep breaking on me, despite the fact I never fucking use them. Use them like 3 times and they just break because they're useless and it's a terrible console. But I do kind of need one because it has it's got a couple of exclusive wrestling games on it, and for my wrestling game collection I need the system to actually work and play them. I did just want the console on its own because I still have all the wires, but it was actually cheaper for me to buy one with a controller than it was to buy one just on its own. So yeah, got a new one, yeah, whatever, it works, magical, go over there. And those were my pickups for the retro gaming market. And some bonus pickups, a few things that I bought in Black Friday sales. We have Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, the remake of the Game Boy Advance game with the Bowser's Minions little side story. I like the Mario & Luigi games, pretty fun Mario & Luigi RPGs. They're more like Super Mario RPG than the Paper Mario series, so that's really cool. That was nice and cheap. Haven't opened it yet because I've been busy playing other games. I also got Axiom Verge, the Multiverse Edition for the Nintendo Switch. This was dirt cheap at £16, and then I had £3 off in codes for the website. Basically you get the game, Blu-ray with documentary, 5 hours of extras, an art book, double-sided poster with world map and weapons and items, and an official soundtrack CD. I won't open it up because it's a pain in the ass to get anything back in the box. Haven't actually played this one yet. And another game also haven't played yet is God of War, the PS4. This was nice and cheap in Black Friday, picked it up. Still need to finish God of War 3 before I get started with this, but I am excited to play it. And the game that I have been playing since I bought it is SpiderMan. Yes, I was very happy this was cheap in Black Friday sales. Bought it, loved it, bought the DLC immediately. I bought the DLC while I was still installing the game from the disc. So yeah, I've completed the main mode now, and I'm just playing through the Black Cat Heist DLC, and then I'll get to the Hammerhead one. And then the Silver Sable one, I believe, comes out this month. This game is fantastic, and we need more. We need more Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Look at me, I'm Spider-Man, Spider-Cop. Yeah, so those are all my recent gaming pickups. Let's just throw them all in here, yeah. So a bunch of awesome games, mainly very cheap. A couple of slightly more expensive ones, Chrono Trigger and Pokemon HeartGold. You know, cost a bit more than what I normally like to spend on games, but had to do it to get them. So, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.